Hey there. If you're watching this, you're probably in the automobile business, right? And if you're in the automobile business, you're pretty familiar with something called Save a Deal. You know, we've been doing this for years. I mean, I've been around a really long time. And back in my early days, I can remember we had a sales meeting every day at 8 o'clock a.m. And we covered, sales topics and training and whatever. And then after that meeting, all the managers stayed in the room and we did what we didn't call it a Save a Deal. I don't really remember what we called it, but we went through all the activity from yesterday and worked whatever deals are hanging in the banks. We need to get a call back, whatever it was, right? We did that. What's fascinating is you watching this, a lot of you know what a Save a Deal meeting is, right? You know what it is, but for some odd reason, you don't do it. But that's not what this is about. What this is about is something called Save a Car meeting. Yeah, something called Save a Car meeting. Now look, everybody agrees that the faster we get a car through Recon, the better off we're going to be. The standard in the business forever has been that, if you can get a car through in the first 10 days, or rather the car you get through in the first 10 days is the car you make the most money on. So if you get a car on the lot and get it ready to go, and we can sell it in the first 10 days and make the most money on those cars. The other part of that I kind of fumbled on just a little bit is that the standard has been that we want to get a car through in 72 hours or 3 days. That's kind of been our goal, right? By the way, not very many people do it. I get to see hundreds of dealers' data through our Recon tool, and very few dealers get it done consistently in 72 hours or 3 days. Very, very few. Now, the problem occurs in a lot of ways, though. There's a lot of things that happen that cause that. A software tool won't really save you. It's just going to tell you where the problems are, because oftentimes what happens is we have a technician out. There's some things going on in the shop. A lift breaks. People quit. There's a whole sundry of reasons why. Customer service, customer pay work overloads the shop, and you're doing your used car recons in the shop, and the customers get put ahead of a used car department. Those are all things that are going to happen in the business, and consequently, it's really hard to get that to a 3-day average. But here's the number one thing that will help you more than anything you can do, more than probably even hiring more technicians, more than lifts, and more than the best Recon tool in the world. Even if you're using my Recon tool, this will help you even more than that. And that is what I call a Save a Car meeting. That's when on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and those are the ideal days, Tuesdays and Thursdays at a specific time, let's say 8:30, whatever, that you're a specific time that all the players get together and talk about what's going on in Recon. In other words, we're going to go through every car that's in Recon and what the status is. And what you'll find that happens, and I wrote about this recently, what you will find that happens is there'll be a car that back on Tuesday when you had your Save a Car meeting, the car was in parts. It was a parts delay, rather. It was a parts delay on the car, and Parts has told you that they'll have that part in within 24 hours. But now it's Thursday. That was back on Tuesday. Now it's Thursday, and we're still showing that car in parts delay. That part is a problem for that car. The car is in parts delay. This is where this meeting becomes so useful. You start to ask questions. Okay, what's going on? Why didn't we get the part? Why is this car still sitting out back? What's the status? When you start to ask these type of questions, crap starts to happen. There's an old saying, it's been around since the 1800s, I think, called the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Okay, so if you really want to improve your time to the front line, which is going to improve your average gross profit because the cars are getting out there faster, you're getting them sold faster, grosses go up. As a reminder, you don't make much money on a car after 30 days. So if you jack around with it for the first 10 in Recon, you've lost your best 10 days. But if you really want to improve your Recon time to the front line, do a Save a Car meeting twice a week. I prefer Tuesdays and Thursdays, where everybody gets together and you ask those hard questions. What the heck's going on with this car? Hey, I'm Tommy Gibbs. If I can help you, please reach out. Thanks for watching the video and have a great day. See you later. Bye.